What's up, everybody? This is the Act Man here, and today we're gonna be looking at Black Ops Crash Wars again. Oh my god, it didn't crash on me. Black Ops Cold War didn't crash on me. It's a miracle. It's a freaking miracle. That's right, folks. Crash Ops Cold War came out 3 whole months ago. So now that we're 9 months away from the next game, Black Ops Mall Cops, I thought it would be the perfect time to check in on my old buddy Cold War. Is he still on life support? Am I assuming his gender? Did I just do that again? What new content has been added, and is it worthwhile? But before we jump into it, this video is sponsored by Dragon City. Build your city, feed your dragons, conquer the world! Dragon City is a free-to-play mobile game with hundreds of different dragons to collect. And you can download it now using the link on screen and in the description. Really helps out the channel. It's pretty fun. And if you're feeling a little creative, you can even breed 2 dragons to get a whole new one. How does that work, mommy? It's a turn-based game where you bring in a few dragons to battle and can swap them out at will. Obviously, to counter your opponent, get that jester dragon out of my face. You can feed, train, and cuddle your dragons before sending them off to likely widow their wives in the next battle. Except this guy, he's too cute. I'm keeping him forever. With different PvP modes, you can battle your friends whenever you want. And there's new events every week to switch things up. If you use the link in the description, you'll get a special one-time reward. 15,000 food, 30,000 gold, and 10 gems. This will help you on your way to becoming the best dragon tamer in the land. So what are you waiting for? Download Dragon City today and grab your exclusive reward on me. Thanks again to Dragon City for sponsoring this video. Cold War was pretty polarizing in several ways. Now, many people pointed out that my review was a lot more positive than the title led you to believe. And that's true. But as a gaming critic with 170 IQ, I couldn't honestly give you a full recommendation of the game just because of how technically flawed it was. The crashing alone made me want to shove a cactus down my urethra. Obviously, my experience wasn't the same as everyone else's, but that's how it was for me. I mean, literally, Cold War would crash so often, it became predictable. Every other match, you know, not just every other match, but I would get 3/4 of the way through the second match and it would crash. Almost always 3/4 of the way through the match. And that means hard reset my console, resync my controller, boot up the game, and play one more match, and then start the process all over again. After that happens for the 35th time, I'm not going to be in a good mood. But in a shocking twist, since posting my review, I've played a handful of matches, not a single crash. Now, apparently, lots of other gamers were having similar problems on the Series X, but thank God it's fixed, man. So, biggest problem, no longer an issue for me. That's good, we're on a good track. But what about those eye-bleeding cutscenes that destroyed your immersion in the story? Well, guess what? They've been fixed too. I checked out a few missions, and while the frame rate is kind of choppy, it is way better than the garbage I saw when I first played this. It truly is bizarre that a COD game with such a huge budget could have 2 of the most ridiculous, obnoxious technical problems imaginable. But wow, Actman, your 2 biggest problems have been fixed. Is it an awesome game now? Let's find out. So I recorded this before the new Zombies map came out. I just got a chance to play it, and hot diggity folks, Firebase Z is quickly becoming one of my favorite Zombies maps of all time. And what a breath of fresh air to see a totally brand new map. Felt like we were getting nothing but remakes in BO4. Firebase is split into 2 sections, is pretty big, has a fairly complex layout, but rather easy to learn. Along with new enemies, boss monsters, and Easter eggs, this is the type of content Cold War Zombies needed badly. And Treyarch is trying new things. Like every 10 rounds, there's a defense section where you gotta stop hordes of zombies from destroying these generator things. Some sentry turrets pop out to help you. It's like a real defense mode. And the new wonder weapon, the Ray K84, whoops so much ass. It's like a ray gun mixed with an AK-47 that shoots exploding Beyblades. With Firebase Z, I'm definitely gonna sink some more time into zombies. Initially, I was somewhat scared to commit to playing Cold War because I knew sooner or later I was going to get ass blasted by Ronald Reagan's skill-based matchmaking system that he introduced in 1984. I still can't believe he introduced that bill, and like clockwork, it took no time at all before I was matched with level 1,000 players. I don't even know how that's possible. While the cutscenes and crashing has been fixed, the skill-based matchmaking system has not. But I think I've figured out a way around it, because I had a lot of really good matches when I played with one friend. I mean, top of the leaderboards, just kicking ass and taking names kind of matches. But anytime I played it solo, it was pretty much a coin toss. I will say the matchmaking feels a bit better, but if you really want the best experience, you're gonna have to find ways to beat the system. Also, apparently you can now stay in lobbies with people instead of getting kicked back to the search. That's awesome. It only happened once, but I'll take it. So once again, in the middle of editing this video, Treyarch has released a few big updates. One of which is ranked playlists?
What?
League play. Your boy is making predictions on this stuff like Nostradamus right now. This is what I've been talking about and saying for months. Now you're gonna call me a hypocrite for this, but the ranked mode isn't my cup of tea. For one, the sandbox tools, weapons, and all that is limited, and I don't like playing search and destroy, crucify me, not what I play COD for, but this is a great addition for the people that enjoy it. That being said, it doesn't really fix the skill-based matchmaking in normal multiplayer. Now, I was not surprised at all to find the exact same monetization schemes from Modern Warfare in Cold War. It's like, what did you expect? The COD series is supremely predictable in this regard. Of course, they're not gonna launch with this stuff because it's bad press, but give it a month or two, wait for everyone to kind of do other things, and then just launch this battle pass tier system, microtransactions, launch that towards your core audience, and nobody cares. They probably got like 800 analysts working to figure out what the most profitable form of microtransactions are, and shocker, it's the battle pass. They're doing the same tiers, timed seasonal content, I mean literally the exact same system. Thankfully, it seems like none of the weapons in the tiers are timed exclusive, so they're not locking out players from using new guns. I don't think it's all that terrible, but maybe that's just because I'm used to it. You're still gonna be grinding out endlessly for these tiers, and that's how they get you to invest in Battle Pass stocks. But what's new? Well, for starters, Cold War has added a bunch of new cosmetics if you care about expressing yourself that way. A couple new weapons, all sorts of blueprints, which is kind of cool that almost every weapon has a variant now, but it's also neat how you can customize vehicles and oh yeah, I can pop in my Black Ops mixtape as I ride my jet ski. Fuck yeah! Of course, all the operators have different challenges that you can do to unlock new outfits if you're into that, or just cough up some dough. I find it interesting that so many of the operators from Black Ops 4 haven't returned. I mean, you'd think adding Victor Reznov and Alex Mason and all these guys would just be an instant cash grab, but you know, give them a few months, we'll see these characters back. As far as challenges go, Treyarch added daily challenges that you can swap out at will, which is pretty cool. Leveling, you could go up to 5th prestige and level 1000 if you have no life. I respect you either way. Surprisingly enough, they also threw in a few new weapons with the classic China Lake and this Street Sweeper. Also some melee weapons nobody cares about. And I like that they made it a challenge to unlock the shotgun, as opposed to just simply monetizing it or throwing it at the end of the tiers. Like, that's way better than what Modern Warfare's Battle Pass is doing and has done. So, props for that. They also added in a new score streak in the form of the SR-71 from Black Ops 1.
SR-71 online.
So, wow, some pretty sizable chunks of content. But what about the bread and butter? What new modes and maps has Treyarch given us? Not that much, to be honest. I'm getting real tired of the whole launch a game with barely any features and then add them over time type of scheme that they keep running here. They have to know how annoying that is, like on some level. I'd say the biggest improvement is just looking at the difference in playlists right now compared to launch day. Like, wow. I mean, goddamn, it was like a ghost town in Cold War at release. 50,000 playlists used to live here. Now it's just domination and hardpoint. You could even say there's a little something for everyone. Best thing Treyarch has done thus far is simply give you more ways to play. Combined Arms is a great mode, and small changes like being able to search for hardpoint or assault independently are massive in terms of adding replayability and just letting people play the way they want to. And putting Miami into Combined Arms makes it a way better map. I mean, this was the most hated map in Cold War, and now it's actually fun. Besides this, of course, they copy and pasted Gunfight from Modern Warfare, you know, the 2v2 arena battle thing, but this time it's just TDM instead of one life elimination rounds. There's also a 3v3 variant, which can be pretty chaotic and fun if you don't mind sweating your nuts off. Interesting enough, Prop Hunt has returned and is just as hilarious as it's ever been. Of course, better to play with friends. They've got some specialized playlists. If you want to say play only Raid and Crossroads, you can do that. I tried out the Snipers Only Mosh Pit and had a lot of fun despite being total trash. You can't help but wonder why Cold War doesn't have more party game modes, you know? But we'll talk about that in a little bit. I especially loved Dropkick, a creative new mode that has each team vying for control of a nuclear briefcase. It's basically Oddball from Halo, except the team holding the briefcase doesn't respawn until they drop it. So it creates this mad dash to the briefcase once your team loses it. I love Dropkick. It's a great creative new mode. You should try it out. How are the maps, my dear acting male? I'll tell ya, they better, not amazing. There's about 3 new maps in total, not counting the gunfight ones. Raid is a faithful recreation of the classic Black Ops 2 map, and the Pines is pretty good as well. There's a new Fireteam Dirty Bomb map, but I don't care, so it doesn't matter. Just kidding. Another update, Treyarch has recently given us Express, a remake of the classic Black Ops 2 map, with the train and everything. I'll give you brownie points there. It's nice that they're slowly but surely building up Cold War's selection of maps because it was real mediocre at release. Yes, I do find myself actually enjoying the game quite a bit. You know, right now Cold War's biggest struggle is, in my opinion, it hasn't really stood out from Modern Warfare. A lot of people simply flocked back to Infinity Ward's game and are just talking shit about Cold War. They've been playing that instead of the new COD because that one is way more fleshed out. I mean, it's the same problem I talked about. There's just not enough selling points in Cold War. There's some, and it's a decent COD. It's a decent COD game, but it's not really better or more than Modern Warfare. It's not hard to see why. With so much content, weapons, maps, and customization, it's a vastly more complete game than Cold War is. But here are some things I think Treyarch could do to get people back into this game. Number 1, flesh out the zombies mode some more. I mean, sure, you added a new mode with Cranked. That's not enough. D-Machine is a great map, but how many times do you want me to play it? Like, why has Cold War not matched the content that Black Ops 4 had at release in terms of zombies? Let me kill zombies. Not to mention, give us some campaign DLC. I need to see more of Russell Adler. I know it might be costly to hire Ronald Reagan again to voice act in this, but it would be worth it. I would love to see them continue the story, or at least flesh out the characters more, maybe some type of prequel. They kind of did that with that one operator who's like Russell Adler's villain. You know, there's like a cutscene for that, but I need more.
I want more. And I know I shouldn't.
I'd also say flesh out the party games, man. Prop Hunt is loads of fun, and the Black Ops series, to me, was always known for its fun party games. Gun game, One in the Chamber, Sticks and Stones, man. Really, it's just a case of trying to be unique and do things different, which Treyarch is doing an alright job of, but not good enough. If this game wants to retain any traction, they need to ramp up the content production like beavers building a dam. What are my thoughts on Cold War right now? Well, with the major fixes to cutscenes and the crashing, I'm really enjoying it. And I think part of that is because I can actually play it the way I was intended to. The new content and battle pass, gold, diamond camos, all this stuff, you know, it is surprisingly fun to grind for. I do enjoy the simplistic maps. It makes things more easily digestible, you know? And The matchmaking experience is much more balanced and enjoyable. The modes have been expanded, making it infinitely more playable, but I still feel like there isn't enough maps, and Fireteam Dirty Bomb just cannot compete with Warzone. I know it's not trying to, but it can't. I'll definitely be playing Cold War every now and then, check and see how things are doing. And once Treyarch adds some more multiplayer and especially zombies content, this game could one day rival Modern Warfare. So who knows, maybe in a few months we'll check back in with Black Ops Cold War. But the clock's ticking, Treyarch, because Black Ops Mall Cops is right around the corner. Thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed the video. Follow me on Twitter to see what I'm up to. Go join our Discord server, it's really awesome down there. Also, we got some sick merch for you. Get your Act Man hats, get your Act Man t-shirts, hear ye, hear ye. Starstuff.com, check it out, folks. Don't forget to check out Dragon City by using my special code in the description. Alright everyone, that's all I got for today. This is the Act Man signing out. Peace!